What's going on, guys? I want to do a little bit of a training video kind of going over these pivots that I put in for the watch list and how exactly we play them. So obviously we know, if you're a member of the Evolution Traders course, you already know how I come up with these pivots based on the big boy chart with all of the moving averages, all of the supply zones, all of that stuff. So when you guys get these these pivot prices, they're very, very specific for key reasons that have to go with, the process and the way that I trade. So if we take a look at Boeing 233.85 was the pivot point. Without going into too much detail, because the levels on the chart and everything is going to be in that course, but the 233.85 is going to go back to these two channels here from August 6th and August 9th. You can see here we had these two tails touch once, touch two times. You obviously knew that this was a level of resistance here. So what I'm looking for is for price action to take out this pivot, which is going to be clearing out these two channels. Obviously, from, the big chart that we use in Evolution Traders that we had room to run on Boeing, potentially if it was to confirm that price. So let's just get into how we actually take that play, when it's actually breaking down. So you can see here 233.85. This is the hourly time frame. This is the time frame that I'm using 80% of the time. 6 o'clock candle here, market opens, we come up, touch the pivot, pass the pivot, break the pivot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set a new trend line here, top of the tail here. Okay, so when we get to this price 233.85, I'm starting to see, some traders, you guys are taking this on the initial break. That's wrong. Being that we're playing hourly candles, we're not going to get 100 candles in a day or, 50 candles in a day. We're not playing the 1 minute. We're not playing the 2 minute. We're not playing the 5 minute. These pivots are set up for the hourly time frame. So with that being said, right off the bell, we broke this price action, put in a new high. This new high of 234.15 becomes your entry. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a confirmation on the next candle to confirm this pivot point, which is a 233.85, and to take out our new entry price of 234.15. So just to bring things back, market opens 6:30. You see this candle getting green. It's riding higher. It's riding higher. You know that the pivot is 233.85. It breaks this pivot. What happens? You get long on this candle, and then we pull back, and then we pull back, and then we pull back, and now you're down 50 cents. You're down 75 cents. Sometimes it pulls back $1, and now you're thinking to yourself, what happened? I thought the pivot was 233.85. We touched this price. Now we retraced. Let's say this following candle opens up here and then comes back down, tests support, and then the market fades. Now you're in a losing trade and you're literally at the top of the tail. Okay, we're playing hourly candles. So you can't have this pivot on a 1 minute time frame, see it confirm, just get long, and then watch it, retrace for an hour. This is our pivot of 233.85. It needs to take out this pivot, put in a new high. As soon as that new high is put in, 234.15 now becomes our entry. We're waiting for the following candle to take out this price action. And as soon as it takes out this price action, this is when we're getting long, guys, in the following candle. So every single pivot in the Gold Members watch list, this is how it's supposed to be played. On the hourly time frame, we need it to pass. Let's say it never hit 233.85, which is our pivot in the first candle, and let's say it hits it in the second candle. We can't take it on the second candle. What we would need to do is let the second candle put in a high. In this case, it put in 235.68. This would become your new entry, and this is the entry where you would take it. So this wouldn't come until 10 a.m. Is when we confirmed this price action of 235.68. And then from there, it gave you about $1 push. Okay. But it took it out in the first hours candle as soon as we opened, putting in that new high of 234.15. This is where we're going to get long here, guys. On the second candle, we're going to confirm the pivot, take out the price action. This now becomes our entry at 234.15. This is where you're going to get long, and you need to be setting up your profit taking in 3 sections. So the first section, I would say, like on a stock like Boeing, anywhere from 40 to 50 cents, you need to take, at least a lot off, depending on how many shares that you're trading. For an example, if you're trading 100 shares, you need to be taking off 25, 35 shares off that first initial 30 to 50 cents. As we get those second and third pushes up, you can scale out at 75 cents, a dollar, whatever it is. As soon as we get any form of pullback, then what we're looking for on the first pullback, let's say you have 25 shares left, you have 40 shares left. What you're looking for is new high or stop out. Okay. New high or stop out. So in this case, we put in a new high, we retraced. This is now going to become your stop out right here on your last remaining shares, 235.58. Next candle opens up, we ride higher, we put in a high at 236.87. If you have not taken profits yet, this candle now becomes your stop out. As soon as we drop under this candle, you want to kind of, stop out, and you would have been stopped out here at 11 o'clock at around, 236, in that anywhere between 236.16 and 236.42. Good move from the pivot of 234.15, about 2 points. So if you took a 100 share lot, you were up anywhere between 150 to 200 and some change. That's how we play the pivots. I'm going to do a little bit more examples, more training. I think we can never have enough training. The more times you see it, the easier it becomes. Okay. Just to recap, the pivot today from the watch list was 233.85. Candle opens up 6:30. We not only confirm this pivot, put in a new high. Our entry price becomes 234.15. You draw your trend line. What you're looking for is the next candle to confirm this price action. If this candle never confirms this entry price, we never take the trade. 6:30, 6:45, 6:55, we take out 233. That does not mean you get long here. You cannot get long here on the first candle after confirming the pivot. We need a confirmation candle. We have to have the confirmation candle.